Hey guys, welcome to the channel. OG Silverback here, and I have the great pleasure of introducing a good friend of mine, Sonny. Hey Sonny, how's it going, man?
What's up, man? I'm good. How you doing?
Oh man, it's always good when I get to see you,
I
homie. It's been
know
a long time, man.
it has been a long time since like 2010.
Oh,
Like,
dude, I'm telling you, man. But like, you know, you got really good positive energy, and I just had like a void in my life, man. And I'm glad that we
yeah,
hooked up back together, man.
yeah. We always had those little like texts, say hey, hey, what's up, what's going on? But we never lost contact, so which was
Right.
always great, Just
Yeah.
that we never really got to hang out like we used to.
Yeah, but I'm hoping to resolve that after today's video, man.
Yeah,
Hey, so
yeah.
Sonny, for the people, man, tell them what's your name, man.
My name's Sonny Lee. I live here in Chico, California, up north. So where all the fires are going on.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't
We
know how
hey,
it
we
is
have
down there.
we have fires down here too, Sonny.
Really, it's
Yeah, it was
smoky up
great.
here.
I had to evacuate, man.
Yeah, that's what you're saying, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I prayed that my place didn't burn down. I was very thankful, and it made me appreciate it. But yeah, we had to evacuate, man.
Man, yeah, well, a bunch of people have evacuated, and I mean the weather up here's been nice, but it's been smoky.
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how the smoke is down there.
No, it was cleared up. It was really smoky, like with a bunch of ash. I felt like I was living in Pompeii, and there was
Yeah.
a bunch of ash and stuff, and the cloud was like grayed out. But now it's back to normal.
Oh man, we've been what cloudy with smoke for like 3 weeks now.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm gonna
Yeah.
pray for
So
you guys, man.
yeah, can't go out there and ride my bike. Can't go running or anything.
Dang,
And
I'm gonna pray for you guys, man.
yeah. So
Hey,
hopefully,
so Sonny, tell the people how we know each other, man.
so man, you and I we go back. I don't want to say we met in 2008, 2009, sometime around there.
Yeah,
Uh, we met through a mutual friend, Jaime.
right.
Yeah, yeah. So Jaime was actually my first Aikido teacher when I came
Yeah,
here to Chico State. So yeah, and then I moved to Monterey. I didn't really know anybody down there, and then pretty much Jaime introduced us,
right.
and we just kicked it, and everything went from there.
Yeah, man. Hey guys, when I met Sonny, man, like I had met Jaime, and he's an Aikido instructor. He's actually trained underneath Steven Seagal in hard Aikido. So I met Sonny. Sonny was cool. And it was just a great timing because I had actually opened my own dojo, and me and Sonny were doing like a combination of Aikido and Jujitsu and Commando Krav Maga, right, Sonny?
Yeah,
We was
yeah,
getting it in.
yeah. We were doing it.
That was
It
the
was
good
fun.
old days,
No,
man.
it was fun. Yeah,
Yeah, we was living life, man.
yeah, yeah. Every Tuesday and Thursdays, and sometimes like on Fridays in the mornings, Saturday mornings. Yeah, I remember all those times.
Yeah, man. So, hey, Sonny. So, what's the story you want to talk about today, man?
Oh man, whatever you want to talk about, we
All
can
right.
go.
Hey, so, how long you been doing martial arts, man?
So I started Aikido in 1997 at Chico
Nice.
State. Yeah, with Jaime, and I trained with Jaime for about probably good 2 years,
Wow.
and then with life and school and stuff changes, so I stopped training. I stopped training. Then Jaime and I we kept in contact, and he always kind of just say, hey, you want to go do this a demo with me? So I always go do demos with him, and
Nice.
and then eventually he opened up his own gym. And he said, hey, you should start training again. So I started training again. I think that was in 2005, I
Okay.
want to say,
Yeah.
2005. And then I started training there for a little bit. And then I took a job in Salinas.
Mhm.
That's when I
Mhm.
moved away.
Okay.
And yeah, when I moved away, I took a job in Salinas. That's when I moved away. And that's when I stopped training.
Mhm.
And I always wanted to get into some other training, but it was hard to find a place to go training.
Right.
And I think the hardest part is just to go to find that right gym. And
Yeah.
then
Well, you feel at home.
yeah, we feel at home because a lot of times you go to a gym and they look at you and they're kind of like, okay, who's this guy? And
Yeah.
you don't feel wanted.
Right.
And I'm the kind of guy that when I walk into a place, I want to feel like I'm welcome there.
Yeah. You
So
want to feel like you're home, man. Like your
yeah,
second home.
yeah. So I mean, you spend so much time at the gym, and when you go into a place for a stranger, you want to be like felt like you're welcome. So
Yeah.
it was hard for me to find a place, and then you know you and I had the fate of running into each other and
I
started
know,
training.
bro. It's funny
Yeah,
how life works, right?
yeah. And then
Hey.
now I do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and I've been doing that since I started with you and Henry down there.
Nice.
So I've
Yeah.
been since 2010 I've been doing that. So I currently hold a brown belt in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Hey, man, that's pretty high in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu because the belts are earned; they're not given, man.
Yeah, they're not given. So
Yeah. So that's
Yeah.
good.
So
Hey, but when you were down here in Salinas, did we ever go and like visit different dojos and see different styles of training and stuff, or did
we
you just start training with me?
we did jujitsu in Monterey, Wakancho.
Yeah, Sivakan.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, we did that. I actually trained there for a while too.
All right.
Yeah, I think I got like I was gonna go for my green belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, but then I was just getting busy with work, and then I moved away, and then yeah,
Right.
'cause I was getting home from work, I was running, and then going in to do Japanese jiu-jitsu, and then come
Right.
home, and then on Tuesdays I would come home, run, and I come train with you on Tuesdays and Thursdays and Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I was doing a lot of training.
Oh, dude, we was training every day. And just for you folks that don't know in YouTube land, like Japanese jiu-jitsu is totally different from Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I mean, I think the Gracies went to Japan and they did study Japanese jiu-jitsu and then they brought it back to Brazil and they made Brazilian jiu-jitsu, right?
Actually, no, actually it was a Japanese guy that came from Japan that was teaching judo in Brazil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then he introduced jiu-jitsu or judo to the Brazilians, and then they started going. They took off from there, and then they started their own like branch of jiu-jitsu, which is funny because I talked to my teacher because in Brazilian jiu-jitsu, he goes, in Brazil we just call it jiu-jitsu.
Right. Right. Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
so yeah, so my lineage is not from like the Gracies. My
Okay.
lineage is from the Master Fada lineage, which is if you look into if you're into jiu-jitsu, you look into it. Fada was the other jiu-jitsu, which they call like the dirty guys, the poor guys,
Yeah.
because they do like footlocks and all that. So, and nowadays it's all about footlocks and all that crazy stuff you see in competition.
Definitely. Yeah, but maybe after this interview or maybe when you get some time, you can send me some links because I like studying the history of martial arts because I started doing jiu-jitsu with Kutar. I don't know if
Yeah,
you remember Kutar
yeah, I remember Qatar.
and Selena. So what happened, Sonny, is I was doing judo, man. Like judo's my first love. And then sometime in judo, when you throw a guy to the mat, if both of his shoulders don't hit the mat, you got to continue on the mat.
Yeah.
And I was getting choked out, man. I'm not too embarrassed. I was getting choked out, tapped out.
Yeah.
So my instructor goes, man, you got to learn some Brazilian jiu-jitsu, man. Because I only teach judo here and Japanese jiu-jitsu. So I was like, okay. So I went to Kutar, and that's where I met Henry.
Yeah.
And we were doing Brazilian jiu-jitsu hardcore and cage fighting, man. And that's when when me and Henry started our own school, we got sanctioned under the Gracies, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because when we started our school, we were brown belts. Like you got to be a black belt to have a school.
Uh-huh.
So we started the school, but then the Gracies sanctioned us, bro.
Yeah, I think I always see Henry with his the Gracie logo on the back of his
Yeah, now he's a multiple black belt dude, world champion, national champion. Fucking he even been a Brazil champion, man. He's a beast, man.
I need to come down there before you move away. I need to visit you.
Yeah, man. I won't be moving until the COVID thing's over. But I just know that I'm going down there to LA with Casey, and we're gonna get a dojo together and do like blended martial arts, man.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah,
love
man.
to come down there and just see you and Henry. I haven't seen Henry in a long time. I have a funny story about Henry.
Okay.
Because I remember, so I was training with Henry and you guys for a little bit, right? And then I came up here and I went to a tournament with my teacher now, Bruno Lima, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Right. And I went to a tournament with my professor now. And I remember it was like the final match for the championship. So, and my teacher was on one end, my teacher was on the right side, and my opponent's teacher was on the left side. And then Henry was walking by, he saw me fighting this other dude, and then he started coaching me on the other side too. So like I had Henry coaching me on the left side, and my teacher coaching me on the right side. So I was just hearing both of them. It helped me out.
Oh, it did. It helped you.
Yeah, it helped me out because like Henry was seeing, because like in the tournaments, my teacher can only be on the right side, and he doesn't see what's on the left side. So like. Yeah, my opponent's teacher was screaming at him, and then Henry was just screaming at me, and then my teacher was always screaming at me, and then my teacher at the end of the last match, my teacher looked at me and he looked at like, who's this guy that's yelling at you? Like I don't know. Right. That's my student. Why are you yelling at my student? Coaching him at the same time. So I got done, and I was like, hey Henry, thanks for the help, man. Like Henry, this is my professor Bruno. Bruno, this is my first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu teacher. Hindi,
Nice.
and like, so it was like, it was cool because it's like I had two teachers coaching me on both sides.
Dude,
So
that's awesome, bro.
it
That
was
is so
fun.
awesome, man. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
Hey, but what caused you to get to martial arts? Like when you were at Chino State, right? You're going to school. What made you want to get into martial arts?
So when as a kid, you Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and all that, watching all those kung fu movies, I always wanted to do martial arts. But
Okay.
we grew up poor. My parents, they moved here in 1980.
Yeah.
Didn't know any English or anything like that. So it was hard. So I
Sure.
always wanted to do it, but we never had the money to do it.
Okay.
So as soon as I started going to school. I said, you know what, I'm gonna learn some martial arts.
Nice.
And just happened to be that my friend in high school, his brother was going to Chico State as well, and his brother was actually training under Jaime as well.
Nice.
So he's like, hey, you should hit up my brother. He trains Aikido at Chico in Chico. So I kind of knew him already, so we kind of linked up, and I started training all the time with him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So that's how my career started, like I said, and then college and life, and then I stopped training, and like I said, came back in training. I want to say 2005 with Jaime for a little bit, and then I moved away in 2006. And
Yeah.
then 2010, and I've been training since nonstop.
Yeah, man. I'm proud of you, man, because you stuck with it. Me myself, man. After meeting you and Jaime and just talking to him about the Steven Seagal hard style Aikido.
Yeah.
I don't know if I told you this, but I started taking Aikido in Monterey, man, with Sensei Desiree. Did we ever go down to her school?
No.
Okay, because that's where I actually started taking Commando Krav Maga, because Eric is he was a black belt in Aikido down there in Monterey, and then he says, hey, I'm gonna start doing this Commando Krav Maga thing with the Israelis.
Yeah.
And then that's how I got into it. He's the one sent me to get certified with Moni.
Yeah, I mean that was some hard stuff when we did that stuff, man.
Dude, it was brutal, man. It was no joke, man. Like that was the best shape I ever been in my life, man.
Me too. I think that was like the best shape I've ever been too.
Yeah.
Like I said, we were training hard.
No, it was amazing. It was like it was like a really fit, healthy lifestyle, man. And then I think what was important, it affected us so much, Sonny, that we even started like going to. Remember when we went to the college and we were doing those rape prevention classes for the ladies? Because Commando Krav Maga is very efficient. Like a 14-year-old girl can take a grown man out. If she practices, right?
Yeah. I remember that. That was fun too.
Yeah, man. So I just been always having martial arts as a part of my life. And when you guys were poor, did you ever experience crime or see any crime or anything like that when you were growing up?
I grew up in Eureka, and I didn't get to see a lot of crime. Okay. I mean, you hear about it, but my parents didn't want us involved in crime and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They kind of said, hey, they took it to my mom or dad would take her to school every morning before work, and I remember my brother used to walk to school every day in high school, and then one day my parents found out that he got a ride from like some of the guys, and the guys were they were trying to start this little gang in Eureka, and my parents found out about it, and they got super mad, and it's like, screw that, you're not walking ever again, we're taking you to school every day, just so you don't get involved with any of that stuff.
Yeah.
So, so they kind of just pulled us away from it, but yeah, crime, I never really experienced it until I got to college.
Okay.
There's all kinds of crime when you're in college.
Oh, yeah. There's crazy stuff going on, man.
Crazy stuff, and with, selling drugs and doing drugs and, doing all kind of stupid stuff. So,
yeah. I'm just glad you never got involved with that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah. I did. It was just kind of pulled out.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't know that.
I got lucky,
Okay.
Yeah, I got lucky. I think I got lucky because I was doing it. I was selling cocaine.
You never told me that, man.
Yeah, selling cocaine and like some crystal meth and stuff like that back in college,
Yeah.
And I remember I was making some money, so I said, hey man, I told my little cousin, hey, I'll give you some so you can start selling it too, so we can both make some money.
Right.
And I think he started talking, and and his brothers and stuff like that started noticing, and then they kind of talked to my parents. His parents kind of talked to my parents. Hey, so I heard Sonny's selling some drugs on the side,
man.
So, and my parents asked me. I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what they're talking about. My brothers, they knew. because they would come visit, and they would, you know, it was funny because I took my little brothers on a ride, you know, with me one time, and I came back and they're like, man, you made that much money in just like 2 hours? I go, yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
You know, and I remember taking them shopping the next day, and I just trying to like spoil them because, you know, I was being the big brother.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
then, you know, I guess I got to a point when I stopped doing it when people started knocking at my door at like 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning, you know?
Right.
And they're like, hey man, I'm asleep. Hey, I'm outside. You just come out, you know? Yeah, you know, so that's when I was like, okay, dude, I don't need to do this shit.
Hey, were you staying on the college campus or you had your own apartment?
I had my own apartment.
Oh, so they was coming to your house, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's traffic, man. They just driving traffic to your house.
You know, I started thinking, I was like, man. And then one time I remember I was living with my buddies, and these 2 white girls knocked on the door, and they just moved in across the street, and 2 white girls knocked on the door and said, hey, do you guys know anybody that sells coke?
Oh man.
And we're like, my buddy's like, no. I'm like, no. And then after that, I was like, fuck this, dude. Like,
yeah, bro, because that was too much of a coincidence, man.
Yeah, you know, like two white girls just moved down like right across the street from us, and then
knocking on your door.
Yeah, and then they're knocking on the door. I say, hey, know anybody that sells coke? You know, and I was like, so I was like, okay, cool. I don't want to get involved with this, and you know, kind of just stop.
Oh, you just stopped cold turkey?
Yep, I was like, stop. So
did you miss the money, man?
Oh yeah, I missed the money. The money was, it was, you know, it was good money, you know.
Right. Yeah.
It was easy money, but you know what they say, easy money, you know, a lot of trouble.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. That's why I'm glad you did it, because, man, you know, it's hard for people just to stop getting that kind of money and then the power, man. You know, it goes to your head. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you were strong enough to just stop it.
Yeah, it's funny because you can get that money, and then you go, hey, let's go to the bars, you know.
Whatever you want.
I go with the homies, and then I go, tonight's on me, you know. So
right.
So it's just, I got to a point where I was just partying so much, and you know,
Well, you weren't doing it yourself, were you?
No.
Okay.
No. So you know, it just it got to a point to where I wasn't healthy. You know, I would stay up all night. You know, of course I would dabble some. You know, you'll be up all night, and then the next morning you just feel like shit.
Yeah.
And then so I was like, you know what, I'm tired of this. I remember, so it's just I just decided not to do it anymore.
And then you just like cleaned up and got a part-time job or something.
Yeah, cleaned up, got a part-time job, and you know, started working my way up to management. So.
And then that's when you started doing the keto, man, with Jaime?
Yeah, that's probably when I started back up.
Okay. Yeah, cool, man.
So
hey, so in your life, man, what kind of lessons have you learned from martial arts, man? You know, that you've applied to your life, man?
You know, the biggest part of I learned from martial arts is like my nieces and nephew. They ask me, they go, oh, Sonny, why do you train so much? Or if you know, are you gonna get in a fight? Or if you get in a fight, then you know, beat them up. I said, you know, I train so that I don't have to get in a fight. That's why my chance. I train. I think I took that from you. Right. You're the one that kind of taught me that. You know, it's like you train so you don't have to be in a fight. To where if somebody tries to mess with you, you kind of like, you don't know what I know. I don't know what you know, but I know I can handle myself.
Right.
So it's like, hey man, I don't want any problems. You know. So I think that's my biggest take from martial arts.
That's good, man. Like as far as me, Sonny, it's like you said, man. When we used to train together, because when you do that commando Krav Maga, Moni makes you sign a waiver saying, hey, I'm teaching you this stuff, and it's like from combat. And if you do it on the street, that's on you, whatever happens, man. But he would always tell us to walk away from stuff. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's like you were saying, man, I learned from martial arts, Sonny, just to have the confidence that I don't have to be fighting guys, man, because it's like I already know what I'm gonna do. Like I don't know what you know. Yeah. I know what I know, so I don't even want to go there because there's legal ramifications, right?
Yeah.
We ain't got nothing to prove, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, but when we went down to Cibicon, did you ever hear Concho tell the story about one of his black belts that went to the Club Monterey and he got into it with a guy and he hit the dude and he killed him and he's in prison? Did Concho ever tell you that story?
No, he never told me that story.
Yeah, so that's another thing. When you're a trained martial artist, dude, and as you start getting these brown belts and higher and all this kind of stuff, man, you know what I mean? And then if you actually hurt somebody, there's legal ramifications, man.
Yeah.
So I just learned to just, you know, be very confident but not have to confront people. I also learned a lot of self-discipline and self-control, man, because you learn like how to be disciplined, you know?
Yeah. You know, it's funny you say that because I guess you could carry. I guess we carry ourselves differently too. You know, you're confident. I guess, and
Right.
when you walk around, you kind of hold yourself different. And I think people see that.
Yeah.
And you know, there one time I was at a restaurant with my wife. We were just there. I remember she just got a new job, so we were there celebrating. And a guy walks up to me and said, "Hey man, do you do any type of martial arts?" I was like, "Yeah." And he goes, I've been watching you just by the way you carry yourself. I had to come ask you if you did some type of martial arts, just the way you're so calm and the way you feel like, so you're so confident. And I was like, "Yeah, I
Right.
actually do some martial arts, you know." And I was telling him, "Hey, yeah, I do martial arts here at, you know, Bruno Lima Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So you're more welcome to come by and check us out. You know, I'm one of the teachers there. And
Nice.
yeah, come by and check us out, man." You know, he was, "Oh, thank you, yeah." But you know, you never showed, that guy never showed up. But you
Right.
know,
Yeah. 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 But
so
he just wanted to compliment you on your confidence because
yeah,
I know you personally are a confident dude. I remember when we go to them college campuses, some of them were huge. We have
yeah,
to walk for long miles to get to the main office, and sometimes it'd be getting dark, but we were never worried about it because we're like,
yeah,
oh man, we know how to handle
yeah. We
ourselves.
don't
You
have,
know what I
yeah,
mean? Yeah,
yeah,
and it gives you a calm disposition too, man.
yeah. It does.
Yeah. Hey, so just based on your life experience and doing martial arts and everything, is there anything you could tell young dudes, man? Like keep them out of trouble and keep them on the straight path, man.
Find a style and art that you like, man. Pretty much, you know, like I was watching your podcast or your video with Casey, and you were talking about like when people get into martial arts, it's kind of like a cult, it's kind of like a religion.
It
You
is all
know?
right, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And then you know, you kind of live it, you breathe it, and you study it. I mean, that's how I am. And
Me too.
when I was doing Aikido, I was looking up the history of Aikido, and you know, I just dug deep into it. And then when I started doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I started, even when we did Mano Krav Maga, I was digging into it,
Yeah,
looking into it,
you into the history of it,
yeah,
man.
looking into the history of it, you know, trying to see where it started, how it all happened. And with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, I did the exact same thing. You know, I just dug into it, and then dug into it, just learn as much as I can to absorb it. And like you were saying, it's kind of like a religion, to where
Yes,
you kind of, you want to follow it. You
yes.
want to do right by it.
And apply it
So
in your life, right?
yeah, applying in my life. Yeah, and I think my thing is find an art that you like, that you can enjoy, and you know, if you love it, do it. So I mean, nothing wrong with training and doing martial arts. I
Oh yeah,
mean, I mean, the only thing, if you have to think, if I'm gonna get in trouble, then you're probably doing the wrong thing.
right, right, right.
You're not gonna get in trouble. When you go to a martial arts class, when I go to a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, I'm like, I don't ever think, am I gonna get in trouble for this?
Right. Because it's positive, right?
Yeah, it's positive, you know. I
Yeah.
mean, as a kid, like I tell my nephew now, hey man, if you have to ask yourself if I'm gonna get in trouble, you're probably doing the wrong thing, you
Right.
know. And like they say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Agree, agree. Hey, but when you were in Salinas, did we ever go to this place in Marina called Bojuka, like the judo
Oh yeah,
place or
yeah,
whatever?
Bojuka, yes, yes,
Yeah, so
yeah,
you never did judo there because you was training with me and I was pretty much showing you judo.
yeah. You're showing me some judo stuff, yeah,
Okay, cool, man. Because
yeah. Is
what
that place
happened
still
is
there?
oh yeah, it's still there, it's still going strong, man. They be turning out world champions. They sending people to the Olympics. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But what happened is I don't know if you remember when you were training with Contra at Sebacon. When we used to get promoted, Sonny, when we do our tests, you used to have to write an essay on something about Sebacon Jiu Jitsu and the
yeah,
history of it. Do you remember
uh,
that?
yeah,
You had to
yeah,
study that stuff,
yeah,
man.
yeah,
Right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I
About
remember
the
seeing,
philosophy, right?
yeah, the philosophy, and yeah, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. No, but this has been really cool catching up with you, man. I'm just really, man, I'm stoked because you've always had good energy, man. You're a good, positive dude to have, man. Like you're one in a million, man. I'm glad that we back in contact with each other, man. Hope to see
Yeah,
you regularly on the channel, man. But if somebody wanted to get a hold of you, man, like to talk about, martial arts or maybe because you're going to be teaching at your dojo now, right?
yeah. So I mean, I before all this COVID stuff, happened. Me and my professor, we're gonna open up another school in a different town, so that
Okay.
we can just trying to get the more of the population. It's just, I mean, there's not a lot of gyms up here where we train at, and I mean, there's people driving from all over the place to come train with us, and
Nice.
yeah, and you know, we train with some world-class people. I mean, there's a famous black belt, female black belt. She's she comes here once a year to train with us just because she trains at our home gym in Brazil.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever she comes up here, she always stops by and hangs out for a week. So it's always great.
Mm-hmm.
But if anybody want to get a hold of me, it's Sonny, Sonny, T as in Tom, Lee, Lee at gmail.com.
Okay.
So sonnytlee@gmail.com.
Cool, man.
So.
Hey, but speaking of female black belts, man, we went to Bajuca in Monterey.
Yeah.
I mean, Marina.
Yeah, the daughter was a world class, wasn't she?
Yeah, dude. Hey, look, she's a world champion, and she went to the Olympics. Guess what?
Yeah.
She trained with Ronda Rousey, bro.
Really?
At San Jose State, man.
Man.
Her and Ronda Rousey was like training partners, man. Went to the Olympics and stuff, man.
That's crazy.
And of course, Ronda Rousey won, and she took second place. And Ronda Rousey went on to become the UFC girl with her judo. If you watch her fights, it's all judo, man.
Yep, all throws into an armbar.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hey, but it's been really nice talking to you, Sonny, man. And it was really cool, man. And I hope to see you again, man. But
Definitely.
Until next time, man, you take care of yourself, buddy.
You take care of yourself, man. It was awesome seeing you, dude.
All
Miss
right,
you,
bro.
man.
All right.